Welcome to Kletus Roadside Service. This is your host, Kletus. This is Friday. I had a pretty good fucking day yesterday. I got there on time. I made coffee, which it was pretty fucking delicious coffee, if I might add, over at our other office. I thought somebody would be there to make the coffee for you. No, I didn't. It wasn't that fancy. So I was able to. They have a coffee grinder and stuff. I don't know. It's nothing special, but it makes you feel like it's better. So I ground up the coffee and made it, and it was delicious. And everybody at the office was real happy about that. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I had an 8-hour Haswhopper refresh class yesterday. So we have two offices. We have one in downtown, and we have one over on the Kansas side, all in Kansas City. Two different cities, but it's the same name, so it's also the same city. Anyways, I had to go over to the office and just hang out with those office motherfuckers over there. And but it was a lot of us. We had a lot of people over there. I was happy about the class I was in. The only problem is I got there on time, and I was not the last person there also. So I looked pretty fucking good. But the only chairs that were left were in the very front row. And I don't know, so one of the guys was like, "I'm surprised you're taking this as serious as you are." I'm like, "I don't want to. I don't want to take it that serious. But you guys got me in the front fucking row. I feel nervous as fuck up here. Everybody looking at my fucking love handles popping out the side of the chair, looking at the back of my hair and stuff. Like, I didn't mean to rhyme that many words, but I don't even know if I rhymed any at all. But if I did, I didn't. It was an accident. So, anyways, we just sat there, and it's a pretty good time. It's actually not bad. The guy that was running it, he's our like GOT compliance officer, basically, is what I would call him. He keeps he looks at everybody's logs, keeps everybody in good standing with the law as much as he can, without breaking the law himself. But we learned some things because I guess all the branches across our entire company, they've all been told differently how to drive a truck for personal use. And me specifically, I was told personal conveyance. Anytime you're using a company vehicle for personal use, such as going to the gas station, uh, which could actually, I mean, if you're going to a restaurant or you need to get to a hotel and you're out of time, get on PC. But the way that's looked at is totally different. Even though I don't know, the geotab thing doesn't mark your every move. It just kind of tells you where you were, where you're going, and how long you've been on PC or whatever. But PC is you're hauling hazardous waste. You need to get to a hotel, but you're going to run out of hours. So you pull over, turn on PC, and you have to take the next exit with a safe haven, is what they're saying. And that's what I had heard pretty much my entire career also was, yeah, if you're PCing and you drive past the hotel, you're in violation. That's a worse ticket than being over on your hours. Because I kept asking them a couple of questions, but I'm like, I'm hauling hazardous waste, and I am at 10 hours and 45 minutes. I have 15 minutes left of the day that I can drive because you can only drive for 11 hours. What do you want me to do to get back to the shop? And he said, just keep driving and go to the shop. I'm like, but then I'll be in violation. He's like, yeah, you should have been 15 minutes faster before that. I'm like, what? Okay, well, I understand that, I guess. He's like, "Yeah, if there's anything that you're gonna do not use PC because yeah, you're 15 minutes away from the shop, but if you get pulled over, that cop can probably figure out 4 or 5 hotels that you probably could have stayed at. And if he wanted to be an asshole, which a lot of time, if they're going to look at that and do that, yeah, they're going to be an asshole about it. Then they're going to write you a ticket. So just his thing is nobody ever used PC, personal conveyance, for no fucking reason whatsoever. And the main issue that they're having with it is with pickup trucks. Pickup trucks are personal people using pickup trucks to drive home and to work, back and forth. Because they're assigned trucks, so they get them, but they stay on duty, they go off duty, they log into the truck, even though they're not hauling a trailer, and you have to be 10,001 pounds, over 10,001 pounds, to need to log it. But if you're under that, even if it is a company vehicle, he doesn't want you logging it at all. He wants you to log in and go on duty while you're on duty, like what time you would clock in, because I don't get paid until I get to the shop. So those guys, they get their truck, they got to make it to the shop. And then, I thought it was really informative, and it's actually a lot less confusing than what I thought it could have been, because I was like, man, I do not want, not that I'm going to be a manager ever at whatsoever. There's no fucking even hint towards that. But if there was, I was like, the free gas is going to be cool. Running a crew is not going to be cool, and then also uh, having to keep my logs in check with Geotab is going to be a fucking nightmare. And it is a nightmare right now because everybody's been told something different. So, anyways, this is all just inside baseball shit, I guess, and that has nothing to do with my Haswhopper. We talked about all kinds of safety measures, like what do you do to be safe. We got harnesses, we got masks. We talked about acids and bases and caustics and all different kinds of stuff. Just it's just a refresher class. This is stuff we've already gone through. Everybody should know, have at least a good idea of what is going on, which is me. I mean, I can't recite the fucking 40-hour Haswhopper. I cannot recite that, but I've been through it, and there are things that stuck out to me that I pay attention to. I mean, I tried to pay attention to everything, but you know, I don't know anybody that can just remember every single thing from their Haswhopper, their 40-hour Haswhopper, 5 days of just staring at a TV or a computer, learning, not playing on your phone. Anyways, so it's just kind of a refresher, and another thing, like if new things have come up throughout our company, accidents have happened, all kinds of stuff. It's a good time to get everybody together, which this wasn't everybody, but it's good to get everybody like in groups together and kind of go over it, more of a one-on-one versus our Monday meeting where everybody's there. We got 60 people sitting there, and most of them are picking their nose or getting coffee. I'm having some sort of medical issue right now. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I just like snorted, yawned, and burped at the same time. And there might have been a hiccup in there. And I just snorted or sucked in a bunch of not good stuff. Anyways, the Haswhopper class was fun. We had pizza. They ordered the exact right amount, which is not enough. You always got to have a little extras sitting over there, and there was no extras. Everybody got 2 slices. I was like, this is not good. This is not good at all. I would have rather had my own burger. Anyways, I'm not going to complain about the free food. It was nice. It was real nice of them. And I played ping pong because over at our downtown office, those guys don't have a lot to fucking do. So what do they have to do? They bought somebody, I don't know if it's company owned or not, bought a ping pong table and they just play ping pong over there. Another guy brought in disc golf equipment to inside the shop over there. So that was just like, what is this place? But got everything done, and then the geotab stuff, like the logs, how the logs work and stuff. That was at the end. That was a thing that he was trying to get everybody to stay for after the Haswhopper, but a lot of people left. But I don't know. I found it informative because yeah, it's nice. This is the guy that when your logs are fucked up, he's the only one that is gonna try to fix them. Nobody else can fix your logs for you. You get home and you forget to log out of your truck or whatever, and you just fall asleep and you wake up in the morning and then you ain't got no hours. Well, who you gonna call? Geotab man. Yeah, that's the guy. You can call him and he's gonna get it fixed up for you. Otherwise, you got to sit there. You got to try to fix it yourself. It doesn't look good. Doesn't work right. Um, let's see. One of the guys there, he is a project manager. He is a big. Let me just say, he had the highest paying job of all history of our company. The highest paying job, the highest profit margin, the highest everything. The profit margin, I think, was over 100%. I don't know how that happens. And I mentioned to him, I was like, dude, what if the client sees this? He's like, why would they see this? I'm like, never mind. I don't know why they would see it. Like, no, they're not going to see this. They won't see this. This is for us. This is for us. Don't They won't see this. I'm like, okay, Jesus Christ. I'm like, fuck, dude, that's crazy. Uh, so yeah, it's like we're paying. It basically, well, would that be 50% profit? Because we're paying in the same amount as we're getting. No, that would be dead even. I don't know how this shit works. But anyways, it was like we were getting so much money for it and it wasn't costing that much to do, which is great. That's how jobs are supposed to go. That's how businesses run. And the job is rebid every single year, and it's not our deal. Well, I don't know. I guess they do. They bid on it and they accept it or not. They know how much they're paying. I don't know. I really don't know. So that's what I was talking about. Is that guy? I went over there to the coffee machine and I was making coffee. He's like, "Do you know what you're doing?" I said, "Yeah." And I grabbed. Wait, it's a 3 coffee pot machine. It's got 3 burners. Yeah, 3 burners. It's a bun one. I don't know if that says anything to you guys, but it's got 3 burners, but it's only got one that spits out coffee. So I figured out, this was before anybody came over. I figured out that there was a coffee grinder there, ground up some coffee, found a filter, poured it in there, put it in, and then I grab a coffee pot. I know there's a pitcher sitting there. Everybody knows there's a pitcher sitting there, but there's a fucking coffee pot, 3 of them on this coffee maker right now. And why would it make any sense to use anything but a coffee pot to add water to this coffee pot, because as much water as you add to it, that's how much it makes. There's no in between. There's no shutting it off once you fill it up. So, and I was like, that pitcher looks a little bigger than the coffee pots. But why would anybody ever do? I fill up the coffee pot as much as I want coffee, and then I pour that in there, so I know that the amount of water that I just added to it is going to spit out that exact amount. That's how much coffee is going to be in that pot when it's done. And this project manager came over. He's like, "Why aren't you using the pitcher?" I was like, "What pitcher?" He's like, "That pitcher." I was like, "Why would I use the pitcher?" He's like, "You're gonna fuck it up." I'm like, "What? How?" I can't tell when people. I fuck with people so much that I can't tell if people are being serious with me or fucking with me. And they also try to act serious also, because I act serious most of the time, even though I'm fucking around. But I'm like, why would I use a different size pitcher to fill up this pot when I have? It's like, you're gonna fucking break it. I'm like, what? And then it started filling up. The coffee started coming out. I still did it the way I wanted to do it. Nobody was stopping. I was already in mid pour. You can't stop now. You got to pour the whole thing, unless this guy fucking comes over to you. So I poured it in there, and then the coffee pot got like halfway full, but we had to get back to the class thing. So I grab another coffee pot and I catch the stream with it. And he's like, "Oh, what are you doing? You're dirtying two coffee pots." I can't believe he was appalled at what I was doing. That I threw another coffee pot in there to catch the other half. We have three fucking coffee pots. Who gives a fuck? So then I could pour coffee into my coffee cup with the one that just was done. This half full. I don't know, man. Things make sense in my head, and I might be fucked up. I might be a little fucked up because all this shit makes perfect sense in my head, and I can't understand why anybody wouldn't see it not make sense. Nothing got broken. The water is the same out of the pitcher versus the coffee pot. Now, if you're putting coffee back there, that's not good. You don't need to be double strength coffeed. This guy is in my fucking lane. Why are you in my lane? It's awkward. It's awkward for you to be in my lane. Is what it is. I know they got snow over there, but I can see the orange line the entire time. I don't know. There's no reason for him to need to come into my lane. So, well, according to my calculations, I'll be there right before 8 to the shop. They wanted me there at 7. I woke up to my phone not going off. I made sure all of my alarms were good to go the night before. I made fucking sure. And one alarm did go off at 5 a.m. And I actually woke up to it and I said, "It's 5 a.m. I don't need to be at work for 2 hours. There's no reason I need to get up right now," when I should have, but I didn't. So I went back to bed and I woke up at 6:40. I need to be at work at 7. 20 minutes is not enough time to get ready. 20 minutes isn't even enough to get all the way down to your boots on. You got to find long underwear. You got to find the wool socks. You got to find the jeans that are still good, And then you, I couldn't find the long underwear, so I just put on extra long socks. I'm like, well, that's half the underwear, I guess. I don't know. I wear a boxer brief, so I got from here to my knee that is not going to be double layered. It's going to suck, especially if I'm outside spraying water. The fuck is that about? I don't want to be doing this today. It is 32 degrees, so it's actually kind of warm compared to what it has been. I did not realize it was actually a lot lighter outside than what I thought it was. There's so much road grime in all the road spray that's coming up and getting all over my window. I just did my windshield wipers and it was like I can see clearly now the shit is gone. Mm-mm-mm. Sorry, I had to put a dip in, and it probably did not sound good at all on the podcast. I should have hit pause. I didn't do that. I still got to get it adjusted. Hold up, hold up. I think we're good. I did some donuts in my car in the snow, so I like to do that. Uh, if you don't like doing donuts in the snow, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you probably aren't fun to hang out with. I like doing donuts in the snow. It's a completely safe area. It's our parking lot at our shop. Everybody had gone home. This was not yesterday, but the day before at our shop, like the main shop. And big ass parking lot, completely empty. Oh shit. I don't know why we're stopping. Anyways, I saw two guys sitting in their truck letting it warm up, so I went out there to give them a show. I said, "Hey, watch this." And I did some donuts and stuff. And I did some reverse donuts, and I did some whoop-de woos and hoosker doos and hoosker don'ts with or without the scooter stick. I did everything. It was a lot of fun, and they actually filmed it. And I said, "Hey, you never sent me the fucking film, so I need to get the film." But it's not. I watched it, and they added the Tokyo Drift music to it, and it ain't good. It looks fucking horrible, but whatever. It's a Chevy Cruze. Also, I was like, after I did it, I was like, I need to check the oil to make sure because it smells like burnt oil in here. I don't know what's going on. And I don't know, my car just does not like to be at that high RPM for that long. I didn't have my foot to the floor or anything. I was keeping it around like 4,000 RPM or something. It revs out at 7,000. It's a high revving engine right here. 1.8 liter Chevy Cruze. I never get it up that high. I think the normal when like I'm just driving this car. Normal. I get it like 3,500 RPMs and shift there. There's no reason. But if I ever am like a little pissed off or something, I'll rev it out to 6. I'll rev it out to 6, but I do hit the limiter sometimes. It's hard. What's weird is it's hard to hit the limiter in neutral. It's not hard. It just feels like you're hurting the car if you hit the limiter in neutral. But if you're driving the car, hitting the limiter, it's like, oh, that's all you got. That's all you got. You can hit the limiter on me? The fuck, dude. This is my only vehicle with a limiter. my my other two trucks, they will let you rev it until it doesn't rev no mo. um But anyways, last night I had to go out. Uh, it was payday, so every payday we eat out. It's not a good idea, not a good idea, but that's what we do. And I had to go get new chew and get a tank full of gas. And my wife had ordered some shit from the grocery store, so I had to go there and I had to just run a bunch of errands last night. I didn't want to do it, but it ended up being all right. Where am I going with this? I don't even know where I was going with this. I ran errands last night, but there was something I was going to say that I did when I was out running errands. We got food. Oh, I decided this is a cheap car, and I'm going to do whatever I can to get the timing belt light to get turned off. I'm going to keep a note of it that it needs to be done, but I'm going to get the timing light turned off because it's really fucking annoying every fucking day. Now that we got paid, I think I'm going to go get me a new tire. $30, I think. So $32 with the fee that they charge you to walk in there, just to walk in there. It's like, can you just fucking wheel it out to me? I don't give a shit which tire it is. Make me pay $2 more just to fucking get it. Get a new tire and then get the wheel banged back straight, and then get all the shit cleared off of the car. So, like do an oil change, do all that good stuff to it, to where there's no fucking lights on the car anymore. Oh, and also I got to buy a tire sensor. So never mind. I probably won't be doing that anytime soon because tire sensors are like $50, and I don't want to spend what $50 for an oil change, $50 for a tire sensor, $30 for a tire. Um, that's a little. That's not a lot of money, but it's money that I don't really want to spend on this. I'd rather go buy a master cylinder for my 92, and I got to buy new power steering lines. Once I get that done, that truck's ready to roll. I'm not kidding. That truck is ready to go. It's got a power steering leak and it's got a clutch leak. So once I get those two things taken care of, that truck's ready to be driven every fucking day. So I think that's what I'm gonna probably spend my money and my time on right now and start driving that. Because this car, even though it's got all these lights and it's got the fucked up tire and the tire sensor and all that bullshit and the oil doesn't need to be changed. It's not dirty. It's not that dirty of oil. I pull the dipstick out every other day to check the oil because it burns oil. And like I said, when I was doing a donut at the shop, it burnt oil. And I popped the hood. It didn't need oil. It's fine. But it did spit a little bit out somewhere, which is not good. But I'm like, all right, to the buyer of my car, which might be my brother, I'll be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna be fully fucking honest with you. It's probably gonna have a timing belt issue at some point in time, but not anytime soon, I don't think. There's no indication that it's gonna do that other than the fucking it being over 100,000 miles. And then don't rev the fuck out of it. Okay? This is an economic car. This is not a race car. This is not a race car. Let me preface that this is not a race car, and it should only be driven like a grandma. Don't drive it like a fucking madman. Drive it nice and easy, lemon squeezy. Don't rev the shit out of it. Check your fluids. And this car should last a long fucking time. Because I'm thinking my brother's gonna end up buying it. Because I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hold on to it for him because his Ford Explorer is dying. It is straight up dying. I don't know what he's gonna do with that thing, but I'm gonna tell him once you get down to, or once you get a lit like $1,000 saved up, sell the Ford Explorer, and you should have enough money to buy this car from me at that point in time. It doesn't have to be a long time. You just need to save up $1,000, which, yeah, for me, saving up $1,000 is impossible. But for him, he has two bills. Okay, he's got like car insurance. Well, he's got more than two. Car insurance, car payment. Oh, well, I don't know if he has a car payment actually. If he has a car payment, that throws everything out the fucking window. He's gonna have to pay that thing off before he can sell it, probably. Unless he trades it in or whatever. Somebody basically gets well, I don't know anybody that would pay off a loan for a fucking piece of shit Ford Explorer. But coming over, these people are coming out. I gotta get over. Yeah, I'm gonna need to take that lane back, buddy, old pal. I don't know. I don't know the situation, but he's gonna need a car to move around, and his Ford Explorer isn't gonna do it. If I was him, I wouldn't buy this cruise. So maybe I'll try to sell it to somebody else, because I know as soon as I sell it to him, I'm gonna have to work on it. Hey man, this thing doesn't fucking run right. Fuck. I don't want to work on that. But I don't know. No, let me rephrase that, because I just said if I was him, I wouldn't buy the Chevy Cruze. He's actually interested in the Chevy Cruze. He doesn't know. He knows a little bit about cars, but not a lot about cars. But I'm gonna give him the rundown on it and be like, "Are you serious about buying this? Because this is it it's not gonna last forever, but it's gonna last longer than that Ford Explorer." Um, so I don't know. Anyways, I need to get the truck going, is what I'm getting at. Get those cheap, I don't know, probably like $100 and a couple hours worth of work of for the truck, and then I got some tires that I want to swap onto it that are a little bit more aggressive. It's got some hand cooked Duelers on the rear, and then it's just got some like I don't know, some off brand street tires up front. They all hold great air. Like, I've never had to add any air to those tires since I bought that truck, almost 5 years ago. Never had to add any air to it. So just get those couple things fixed up, and then I don't know, I'm gonna wait for I might, if I start driving that to the shop and back, I'll probably stay late after work a couple days, or at least a day, and try to disassemble my whole driver door and get it put back together. Might even paint the door there. Maybe I can come in like extra early one day and then paint the door and then set it off in the corner. I don't know. Probably that doesn't sound like a good idea. I get dust all over it. I don't care about the paint, really. I care about it not being bright red and gray on a black truck. It doesn't look right. Does not look right. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. This car, I don't know. I talk a lot of shit on this car, and I don't really want it, but I'm telling you, for I think 6 years, this car has driven me back and forth to work almost every single day. I did, I'd take a week out and drive the truck when I had the truck, but for the most part, this car just drive it back and forth to work all the fucking time. Never have any. I mean, do have issues, but it always makes it to where I want it to go. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast. I'm here at work now, right at 7:55. right where I thought I would be. I'd like to park. I'm not going to take the front row parking spot. All right. Keep all 18 down, and I'll talk to y'all later.